Good morning, welcome back here to our channel again. It's today is Wednesday, February the 7th, I believe the date is, and it's another beautiful day. This week has been kind of cold in the mornings, but then it's really nice and sunny and everything dried off, and yeah, we're able to get a bunch of stuff done here that we can't always do this time of year. Yesterday, the last 2 days actually, we cleaned out some bedded pack pens. The one was the one heifer pen and the other was our Springer pen. I didn't get a chance to video any of that, and my wife and I were both feeling a little under the weather. We were away a couple days last week and picked up some for sickness of some sort, but I think we're on the mend. She's still a little worse than I am, but I'm feeling pretty good again. So yeah, wasn't real motivated to do too much extra over that time, I guess is why I'm saying that. But yeah, today we're gonna move heifers around about once every month or 6 weeks. We do a complete rotation of all of the heifers, move them up the group, put another group in with the bulls, and bring the group it's bred 4 or 5 months down and put in with the dry cows, and then move everybody down in all the barns. So I don't know if we'll be able to get a lot of video of it, but we'll try to see if we can do some. It's almost need an extra person to do the video, and if we're going to do much video. Yeah, like I said, we're going to move heifers around today, and yeah, they're not used to us coming up here like this. They're kind of getting spooked here. But yeah, they'll be all right. Yeah, we need to chase all these over into the one end pen here, and then we can split out the bigger ones. Here's the group of the ones that are going to be going home. They're all short-bred, a couple months, and yeah, I think we got close to 20 of them in here. We're taking part of a second load home today. We usually get them all in one load. Our trailer is a 20-foot trailer. We can usually get around 13 of them on that are this size, ready to go home to go with the dry cows that are short-bred. Yeah, this black line back here, she's actually going to auction. She had some respiratory trouble several months ago, and she's just, yeah, still breathes a little bit heavy, and she's kind of a slow grower. So she looks good, so hopefully she'll sell okay. And she's not sick now anymore. She basically has some lung damage from being sick earlier. So the last load of the bigger ones heading for home. Here's all the ones that are left in this group for now. We're going to, we would have pulled the ones out of here that were breeding age. They were probably 13, 14 months old, the ones we pulled out of here. These are probably anywhere from 10 months to a year old in here. So yeah, we'll run another group down here with them. I think there's about 15 in the next group coming down, so probably be about 35. There's usually around 35 altogether in this group. So good morning here, everyone. Yeah, today is Friday, February the 9th, I think it is. Yeah, we have some things we need to do here today. We're just some general farm things. I need to change the foot bath here. We send our cows through the foot bath a couple times a week if the weather's fit. Our foot bath is outside, so if we get really cold weather or a week it's really rainy, we don't always every week, but we try to, as weather permits, we try to at least 2, sometimes 3 days a week. So just kind of keeps our foot health a lot better for our cows. Yeah, I need to scrape our one heifer barn out and bed that up, and then yeah, we have some trees out there where we had burnt them big brush piles here a month or so ago. Yeah, we had a bunch of snow and sloppy weather for a couple weeks after that. Never did get back out and do a whole lot after that. Well, I guess that following week after we burnt that, had a breakdown on my high lift, and then till we got that fixed, then it was snowing and muddy. But this week's been pretty nice. We were out working some yesterday. I want to try to do some today too, so we'll see if we can get some video of some of that and see what happens. I think I might have showed this one other time, but not quite sure. I'll show a little bit again. But yeah, we have two heifer barns here. This one here is the one we move them into right when they're first weaned. We keep this barn mostly bedded with straw until the end pens down there. We do put sawdust in them. Then we have a second barn up here that's about 200 feet long. This barn will hold between 50 and 60 calves if we have it really full, 60 or 65. And that one up there will hold over 100, maybe like 110 if it's clear full, I think maybe. Yeah, we move them into this one when we first wean them, and we keep moving them down in groups, like each group as we bring another group up, and then once they get down here toward the end, we start grouping them up in more to a group. When they're smaller here, there's anywhere from 4 to 6 in a group usually, 5 to 6, and then the bigger groups, there's 2 bigger groups down here. The end group usually has 15 or 20 in, and yeah, the other one's big enough for, I don't know, 10 to 12 depending on how many we have in here. We scrape this barn out twice a week and bed it, scrape it out and bed it twice a week. We always put a little bit of shavings on the alley in this barn. It just helps keep it from getting sloppy, and yeah, and just helps keep their pens a lot drier. So yeah, we'll get this bedded up and keep on going. It looks like it's going to be a really beautiful day. The sun's out. It's supposed to get up to close to 60 degrees today for the beginning of February here in Pennsylvania. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'll just walk down along the front here and get a little bit of video. There's the pens are 12 by 24, and then the scrape alley's a 12-foot scrape alley where we can shut gates the whole way down through. And yeah, we've had this barn pushing close 30 years, and it's gonna need some upgrading done on it sometime. It's still in pretty good shape, but yeah, some of the posts, a few places are getting, none of them are broke off, but maybe starting to get a little weak. But yeah, it's just a bunch of different calves down through here. Yeah, and then here's the pen where they start getting a little bit, put them in a little bit bigger groups. And yeah, we just moved heifers around 2 days ago, so the pens aren't near as full as they are right before we move them. This is the oldest group in here. We would have just pulled the ones older than this out and moved up to the new heifer barn. When they're in this barn, they are on a calf grower. Well, the first 2 pens, when we first move them up here, we keep feeding them the same calf starter till they probably 2-3 weeks. And then once you go into the 3rd pen, the rest of them get a calf grower and they get dry hay here. And then once you go into the new heifer barn, they start going on a TMR. And yeah, the calf grower, the 2 youngest pens get, or the calf starter, I'm sorry. Yeah, the calf starter that the 2 youngest pens get is the same calf starter they're on when they're on milk. So it's always good to, when you move them, to keep them on the same grain. Right? We've always seen their same feed. That always seems to help a lot of transitioning. And yeah, they say you shouldn't do more than 1 stress or 1 change at a time. So it seems to always work good to do it that way. Yeah, we're out here at the one farm we have. Last year, this was before we started YouTube. Maybe we'll put some pictures of that on sometime if we have a chance. There's an old pasture over here. It's about 27 acres, I think. And I think I'm right about that on that acreage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. About half of it was wooded and had a bunch of rocks sticking up. We cleared that all out and farmed it. It's yeah, it's way over there. You can, where it's green looking, or greener looking. Yeah, and we dug holes all over the place and buried rocks, and we pushed out trees. There's a lot of cedar trees. There was a guy that cut out the cedar trees that were big enough and sold them for lumber. The smaller ones, yeah, we pushed all of them on the big piles and burned them. We must have had, I don't know, total 15 different piles probably. Yeah, just big old massive piles. But then over here, there's another wooded area over in the one corner, and this part over here don't even have that many rocks in it, so I'm not quite sure why they quit farming it, to be honest with you. But yeah, we would have just bought this farm a little over a year ago, a year and a half ago now. There's about 13 acres of woods back here in the corner. There's probably about 9 or 10 of it that we're gonna be able to farm. I might have shared some of that before, where we had burnt them big piles. But yeah, a guy come in last winter and clear cut all the trees out, and the ones that were big enough that they took them for saw lumber, and the smaller stuff all went for firewood. And then there's some stumps and brush laying around. We're starting to work things together on the piles, and the stumps we can push out with our high lift, we're rolling them out. The ones that are too big to get out, we'll get a track hoe to come in and push or dig all them out, roll them out, and then kind of along this whole edge between the field and into the woods, there's some rocks. We'll have them break them rocks out and clean them up, dig some holes and bury them. And yeah, we're hoping to farm this summer. Sometimes when you clear land like this, it don't grow the best for a year or two, but once you get it going, it does pretty good. So, but yeah, I'm here today. I'm out here today, gonna light this one big pile on fire down here, and then we'll work at trying to push some other stuff together and try to keep that pile pushed in to get it burnt up too. So it should burn pretty good. I mean, the stumps that we're pushing out are still green, but all the brush and logs that were left over laying around were stuff that was pushed out from last year, or sawed from, yeah, it's been laying here all for almost a whole year, so that should be pretty dry. So yeah, we'll see once what we get here and go from there. So wish it would stay like this as far as weather wise. It sure is nice out today. It's, yeah, every day you get like this time of year, you got to take advantage of them and do what you can. It's the grounds, we had all that moisture and rain and snow earlier, but the ground's dry enough now you could about be working ground. It's how dry it is on top, but so it's really nice too. Got a little fire started, but the wood's dry enough there. I'm pretty sure it's gonna take off and go. Yeah, we grabbed about 6 or 8 empty feed bags and stuck it in a spot where there's a bunch of dry, some smaller brush stuff too, and some dry wood. So everything's dry, don't take much to get it going. Yeah, well, we parked it for today. I'm just about out of fuel. They're supposed to be coming to fill it up here either this afternoon or Monday morning. I'm not sure if I'll have any time to do any more here this afternoon or not. If I do, I might bring a couple 5-gallon jugs along and put some in it. But yeah, we I got about enough one to go here for the rest of the day. I'm hoping Monday they're talking about some rain in the afternoon, but I'm hoping I have time to get out here in the morning if it don't start and get several hours in on Monday. We might light a bunch of the brush piles back there too if the weather's favorable for that. So, but anyway, we'll try to get some more videos as we go along. We'll be out here working at that, and then we'll, like I said, we'll get a track go in to dig the bigger stumps out and bust all the rocks out, and then we'll dig a bunch of holes and whatever we need to bury it and get it finished cleaned up. So yeah, and then you gotta go over it and work it, till the ground, and then there's a bunch of handwork to do whenever you're done with that. So yeah, this here is actually this field that we cleaned up last year. We had put corn in it last year and it did fairly well. Over the ridges where we had cleaned the rocks and trees out. Well, last year, the growing season, we had a really dry May and early June. And where we had taken the rocks and trees out over them ridges, we planted it around the middle of May, and it never even came up till, the corn never even came up till we started getting rain around the middle of June. So we ended up chopping this whole field for silage, and it did fairly good. Down in the hollows, it was beautiful. It was probably some of our best corn. Over the ridges, it was a little not quite as good, but it still did really well. And anyway, we planted oats and tillage radishes in it last year after we took the corn off to kind of build the soil up and get some more organic matter in there. And so we'll just till that all in. It's dying off over the winter here, but here my wife Lois came to pick me up.